started this job before Christmas, and then we had some ice storms and really haven't been back till started yesterday. Had to help the road crew open up the main line to get in here, and probably wasn't too much in the road, but we had to do some sawing, and we brought our little blade runner up here and got some of the stuff out of the road. This shovel site is not here yet. They're about probably 10 miles away from the crow flies. I haven't heard when they're gonna be done, but so not tethering on this job. I am just cutting and logging what makes sense, and then putting in piles for the other guy. And he's in a 568 cat loader. So anyways, I don't like cutting shovel ground with this thing. I prefer using a hot saw if I'm on good ground like this. It's faster. Go to the back, work your way out. So here I'm cutting, and I follow the trees into the standing timber, and saves them out good. Because if you did with this directional falling head, if you went to the back and worked your way out, yes, it works. I don't think I save them out as good with this thing, because this thing, yeah, you can guide them, but not like a hot saw, you know, to save them out. And this ground has lots of obstacles. Like right now we're in a swamp here, and then the red rots here are huge. So back in the day, I guess this place was like known for producing the most timber back in the day, from what I was told. And this is up the Malala River, about 20 miles off the Middle Fork, and the stumps show how big the trees were back in the day. It's pretty impressive. But let's see how deep this is. It might not be as deep as I thought, but it's squishy. There's about a foot, there's 2 foot, 3 foot, about, let's see, oh, I can't get it. That's about 3 feet of mud. And obviously alders grow where it's wet. So this section I'll probably log it out to where the 568 can get it, even though he can get it, but it'll just make life easier on him, and I'm here, and then it's done and over with. So done some cutting at the coast a lot, like Astoria, Nacelle, Washington, and I learned quick that you can get a machine stuck. I didn't personally get one stuck. Maybe the guy that owns my machine got it stuck for me. Maybe. Not gonna say names, but it's easily to do. And then the other logger that used to work down there, very good shovel logger, he showed me some tricks. So we use a lot of stuff, and it is amazing what a branch or brush will do to keep a machine afloat. So right now we got some floating devices. I will probably cut up most of this alder depending on how bad it gets out there. We could have a hand faller come in here, but with this alder going every direction, he probably wouldn't be able to tip it out to us. So I will get it, and it'll look good when we're done. But anything to throw under your tracks makes a huge difference on staying up. So like right over here will be the landing. We'll kind of just toss those right there. One thing about alder, it cuts nice. Brittle, but it cuts nice. This is actually some not bad alder either. Usually we cut all the alder short, like 18 to 20s, and put it on our short logger, because most of the alder nowadays is, well, anything that I've ever processed or loaded it's rare to get very good straight logs. So we just cut them short, better scale, easier to load, and then the mule train has something else to haul besides pulp. So that gives him a little break from just going to one mill constantly. But this is a nice job. I haven't, usually this company, this, oh, I don't know, landowner that we log for up here, it's not the best ground ever. All the green's gone, all the good wood's gone, and then especially after the fires up Copper Creek, I think we're on like some of our last units up there. Then we won't be back up there anymore because it's all salvage log, and I don't think there's anything left to log or worthwhile, because that was 2020 fires, and here we going into 2023 in a day or two, I guess after Sunday, because today is Friday, the Friday before New Year's. But this is a nice patch. I got a couple units up here I'm cutting. Our other bunchers are currently cutting for, one's cutting for Waco. He cuts for a couple contractors on Waco, that's all he does. And then if he has time, which he usually does, he cuts pretty good and fast, he'll come cut some more for us. And then we have another buncher, he cuts on Port Blakely. He pretty much stays there, and then you know, like if we need him help up here, he'll come up here. But he runs that Quadco intermittent head 2900 on an 830 Tigercat, and that thing would shine here, this size of wood. And hot saw would be good here too, but that intermittent head is awesome for like trees like this size. And he does a good job on saving trees out. He's a good cutter too. So we run pretty much 2 bunchers full time. We have another one at the shop. I run, if I'm not in this, but I've been pretty much in this ever since John bought it brand new for me. Pretty nice sticks, man. Very nice. The fur is amazing here. Very nice fur, like pole quality material. And there's a lot of hemlock and noble, and it's nice, it's heavy, it's got some size to it, but it has a lot of defects like mistletoe, and then double tops and snow breaks. So it, like this stuff, it just breaks. Like it'll even break if it hits another tree when I'm falling it through the trees, and it's irritating because, you know, my goal is to do the best I can on saving these trees out so that shovel logger's not picking up tops, and we have the most at the landing that the processor operator can, you know, make, and try to get all the wood we can out. Yeah, we get paid for pulp, but not like saw logs. That's one thing I hate about trail food, is it gets hooked on these grousers and it slaps against the machine. You hit grease on your boom or something and it smacks your windows. It never ends. Try to do my best on keeping this thing as nice as I can. $700,000 machine, and I take care of it as best as I can, like I make that payment. Pretty good size one right here. Kind of fluted on the butt. Oh, give her a triple cut. Alright, now I'm gonna try to use my leveling because she's leaning hard back. I wouldn't boom it up, but like Jason said, you're gonna lose her. Let her go. I'm not hanging on to something like that. That log is not worth the damage to this machine. Now we'll flush the butt for the old processor upper. I don't want that guy hurting himself by trying to start a chainsaw. I don't know which processor we'll bring over here. Could be a Link Belt 4040 with a 623. Could be a 568 with a 624. We got a lot of different processors, but they all have Wartaws on them, and that's the best, my opinion, best processor head you can get. I've ran them all, and there ain't nothing as tough as those, and product support, and you're gonna find a better place. 10 years running Wartaw for the last company I worked for, under a tower, shovel side. But yeah, this is kind of slow, not productive, but I'm up here by myself, cutting and logging. I can cut and log this whole thing and bring in a processor and just a loader. And sometimes we do that. So you honestly, you know, you save money because you don't have to bring in another shovel. But I'm just gonna cut what makes sense, log it to the road what makes sense, and then I gotta get cutting for, I'm pretty sure, the yarder tethering here pretty soon. So, but they got me doing this. I think it's like 50 some acres. These alders, they just go where they want to go. We're gonna make that one trail food. Put it over here so I can cross that and get all that. I don't know if anyone else has these newer Tigercats where they did the door, but I finally figured out how to make the front door from squeaking, which drove me nuts. Everything was tight, just squeaks when you walk or hit a bump, and I ended up putting never sees on the latch where it grabs onto, and that, now it's quiet. Now I'd like to figure out how to get my my seat to not be squeaking all day long. I'm just kind of wondering if WD-40 or some PB Blast, I don't know if it would gum up with the dust you get in your cab eventually. No matter how clean you are, you're gonna get dust in here once in a while. But if anyone has an idea or has some suggestions, I'd like to hear them, because this seat drives me nuts. Like we're back on some solid ground. Try to keep the ground nice. No ruts. It's always good for the forester, likes that, and you know, it just looks good down the road when you don't have ruts. And just take some pride in your work. It doesn't take that long to cover your ruts or blend them, you know. People think it takes too long, but it's not. Just gotta care. But yeah, this is a nice stand. A lot of viney, which drives me nuts. And it's tough. Some of this stuff, you gotta yard her out. Sometimes it won't come out. That's what's nice about the hot saw. You just mow right through that stuff and usually don't have to worry about it after that. But this stuff is nice for trail food, walking on it, but it will get in your tracks and come against your cabin, and that pisses me off. One thing about it, Mike will, the shovel hopper, he'll like these piles because they're already out of their bed. They'll be in pretty much shovel decks for him out here, so I'm sure he'll appreciate that.